you said that what you saw was a disparity, a gap between people who were kind of saying about midlife, like you should look like this, or kind of it's over. And one of the things that's interested me is, why is this still the narrative when we're living longer and longer and longer? And we're coming into, many of us, I would say, especially Xers, Gen Xers, we're coming into ourselves actually later in life, because have you read the, I think it's Ada Calhoun book?
Mm-mm.
You need to read that book. It's
Okay.
called Why We Can't Sleep.
Okay.
And it's like a
Oh, I've seen
midlife,
it. Yeah.
yeah, a crisis book for women. But it's not, it's really about this bill of goods that Gen Xers were sold. Like, you can do anything, be anything, you can be superwoman. And then, oh no, you have to do everything in order to
Mm-hmm.
count, and then burn out by
Mm-hmm.
50. Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and she's sort of helping us to rethink that narrative. And then I think where I am interested in playing, the kind of playground I want to be in, the sandbox I want to be in, is, wait a minute, you've just amassed all this information about life, about what you want for yourself, about what's important, all this experience. This is really the time to move forward. So what prompted in you, like, I need my voice to be heard. Or I want to be an advocate in this space, or a person of influence in this space?
You know, that's an interesting question, and I attribute it, the impetus or the real kick in the pants to do this, to a couple of different things. One is, I went on a hike with a very dear friend of mine, you know who you are, in Seattle, and I was just gushing about life and this and that. And let me tell you, mine hasn't been easy. Okay. Like I made some hard choices, but I'm like, I've never felt better. I'm going to turn 50 soon. And no, 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 no. And we got back to the car and she looked at me and she said, "You need to talk about this."
Hmm.
And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, you need to be heard. Like, I said, well, like how? And that's when I kind of started thinking, like, how could I write? Could I start a blog? What could I do? And she said, "I'm not kidding you. I don't feel that way all the time. Most of my friends don't feel that way.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
need to hear this." And, you know, like, she's like, "You're the perfect person for the job." And I said, "Well, that's great." So that's how I kind of started thinking about it. And then I read Elizabeth Gilbert's book, Big Magic,
Yeah. Yeah.
2 times. I read it 2 times in like 10 minutes. I don't know. I read that thing and because I don't know if you listen to my 5-minute podcast on imposter syndrome, but I have it,
Yeah.
I am like, why me? I've always worked for someone else. I had a very long and successful and good career in advertising, but I've never had the courage to come on, to come out and do my own
Yeah.
thing. And so thank you, Liz Gilbert, because, she said, fear can be there, but put it in the back seat and tell it to shut up. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
fear is a good driver if you put it in its place. And those weren't her words exactly, but so I'd say between my girlfriend and I going on a hike, and then that book, and then having a partner, my husband behind me, who just basically gave me every bit of freedom and, you know, let me use our resource, and not let me, but,
Yeah.
was more than generous with just, and just push me into it. So I think that was the trifecta.